Welcome, 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 everybody, to another edition of Share Your Journey Live. And for those of you that are joining us for the very first time inside this Facebook group from Daydreams to Destinations, we do focus primarily on travel, but making travel dreams come true. But I do believe that travel is also more about the destination, much more than just the destination itself. I'm tongue-tied today, guys, so forgive me. Travel is not just about where we go, but about the path that leads us there. So that's why I've invited my guest, Tara Elizabeth Gush. She is going to be telling us about the path she has traveled so that it may inspire somebody else to take their very first step, and together we can help others turn their daydreams into destinations. So, without further ado, Miss Tara, welcome to Share Your Journey Live.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I'm ready to dive in. I saw something on your Facebook today that literally just blew me away, and I'll have you share that in just a moment. But
okay.
So for those other people in my Facebook group that don't know you yet, can you tell us what truly lights you up when you wake up in the morning?
Ooh, that's a loaded question. What lights me up? Honestly, these days it is literally just waking up and knowing that I have another day to wake up and take a breath and do the things. I think I've reached this phase of life where I feel like it's just a blessing to wake up every day, not take any day for granted. And so, it gets me pumped to just wake up, to be here, to breathe, and to be able to share that with other people.
Oh, wow. Well, that's good. So that makes a few of us out here. You know, I was just speaking with somebody else, and they said, you know what, just having another day just to do what we do, that is a gift in itself. So, okay, so let's, with that, because obviously you're at a stage in your life, like you said, that has brought you to this feeling of gratitude, of just being able to wake up. So what can you share about, like, that stage, that point, or how, like, maybe how you got there, where you're just like, okay, I'm just loving, I appreciate that I opened my eyes today. Can you share with us briefly? Because I do want to talk about the anthology too. So
yeah, which I guess would all be kind of connected, right? You know, I think I just turned 49 in March, and
belated birthday.
Thank you. And you know, my father actually passed away at age 50, 2 weeks after his 50th birthday. And it was about a month and a half after he had finally made the decision to move from New Jersey, which is where I was raised, and take off to his dream home, which was in Keel Island, South Carolina. And you know, a month and a half after moving there and 2 weeks after turning 50, he had a heart attack. And I would say that's probably maybe the beginning of me getting here, but it took a really long time to get here. You know, so my father passed away. I kind of traveled through, I had a really traumatic childhood, and kind of traveled through some trauma through my adulthood. And I divorced in 2019. And that was about, I think, when I turned 41, I want to say. And I just kind of hit this phase of kind of over time just waking up one day and being like, oh, it's time to shift things, right? I've spent a lot of my life being stuck in these old patterns and being stuck in repeating childhood wounds and doing all the things. And it just kind of hit me that it was time to make a shift. And so the last several years have been this journey through, you know, leaving my marriage, going through some really deep healing, having quite a bit of days where I woke up and didn't want to wake up, quite honestly. And now kind of being in this space and place through all the work and realizing, you know, every day really is a gift. And so Approaching age 50 has been kind of a thing for me that I wasn't aware was going to hit me so much. My father's birthday and his passing all is in February, so I just kind of celebrated the anniversaries of all of that.
Right.
And, it just brings me to this space of realizing, okay, I'm about to be the age where my father was no longer able to get past, and what is it that I really want to do with the rest of my time here, and how can I really make, every day that I wake up matter and every moment really count. So, I could go on and on. It's, there's way more layers to all of it, but that is kind of it in a nutshell.
Okay. So for those of you who may not know, and I'm sure you do in the Facebook group, Jonathan Emery is coming out with an anthology, and Tara is one of the featured authors in the book. And so let's rewind just a little bit and we will drop the link so you can hear Tara's full interview with Jonathan on his podcast, Life's Checkmark. But can you tell us about, without giving away so people don't have to listen, but what was that conversation like? Like, what did you share with Jonathan?
So the base of my conversation with Jonathan was centered around, some of what I've experienced in my own life and how that led me to finding the practice of breath work, and then coming into the space of wanting to share the practice of breath work with other people. And, at the heart of it all, it's really this conversation about our nervous systems and, which came first, the chicken or the egg, right? So the impact of experiencing trauma in your life on your nervous system, and then the impact of the nervous system that is not regulated, or have the capacity to hold space for things, how the impact of that then determines other choices that we make in our life and kind of continues these patterns. And so stepping into breath work and being able to learn how to shift the state of our own nervous system and rewire our own brain patterns so that we can, move beyond whatever it is that we've experienced, and then choose from a much more expanded space.
Mm-hmm. Well, that brings me to, and I'm going to put this in the comments so everyone can see. Tara has a live that she has done, a reel, about missed opportunities, or what I get. And I don't want to mess it up, Tara. So can you explain to I don't want to mess it up, but I'm just blown away. I've been thinking about it all day. Can you tell us about that reel? And we'll put it in the comments below so you all can see it yourself as well.
Yeah, for sure. So I go on my Instagram and tend to do these reels where I call them hot takes. So every once in a while I go on with my hot take. And this hot take, which I posted before, I shared it with you earlier, right? I've reposted this reel twice now. But the hot take essentially is that nothing that is meant for you will ever pass you by. And so oftentimes, when we are experiencing something that has not worked out for us, or the ending of a relationship, or something that we really wanted to happen that didn't happen, we move through a grieving process. But ultimately, those things are not working out for us because they are not really aligned. And I would add on to that, it's not necessarily in the reel, but as I'm sharing it, right, it's either that they're not aligned, or it's that our nervous system isn't ready to receive them. And I think that's a really big one to point out as well. So everything that is aligned or meant for us is going to find us when the time is right, and or when our nervous system is ready to hold space for it.
That is so powerful. I'm just my mind is just blown away, because if you really think about it, it is true. In hindsight, it's always, it's always easier to see things in hindsight. Like after you moved out, it's oh, that's why that door closed, or that's why that door opened.
Right.
But just the way that you presented it was it's more it gives you, I guess, the permission to accept that open or closed door. You know, and I think it's more so with the closed door, because that's, I think, what we struggle with. We don't struggle with the open doors. You know, we're like, woohoo, bring it on. But it's with those closed doors. So.
Yeah, and I love the word permission. You know, I use that word a lot in breathwork journeys and such. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just a really profound thing to move through and to understand that. I always say our nervous system makes all of our choices for us, and our nervous system opens the doors for things. So, you know, if we'll just say hypothetically, it's like you think that you're ready for a nice, healthy relationship, but you have not worked through your old patterns, and you haven't gotten your nervous system, you know, in a space to be open to a healthy relationship. That healthy relationship is not going to work out for you. So it's a little bit of taking responsibility for our own work, or lack thereof, that we have done.
So true. And I think that applies too. You know, I try to give back to our listeners about some members that may feel stuck, or as one guest had said, I don't know if it's necessarily being stuck or just being comfortable, because it's familiar. So I'm trying to steer away from the word stuck, because I don't think everyone, you know, can grasp being stuck. It might just be the fact that you're comfortable. So is that something?
I would say they're kind of one and the same almost. Yeah, verbiage is important. So definitely, I mean, in the work that I do, this is what we talk about, that we remain, maybe we say remain instead of stuck, but we remain in situations, patterns, jobs, relationships, because they feel comfortable, and comfortable is not the same as safe, right? You know, we remain in things that are, you know, for example, my marriage kind of mirrored my childhood. Definitely was not safe in any capacity, but it felt really familiar, and my nervous system knew how to operate in chaos. You know, so that's where we stay until we do the work and kind of realize, oh, that's actually not safe. Not where I need to be. And I think everybody moves through that, you know, those phases and stages of awakening to that at their own pace. So, yeah.
Wow, I tell you, every time I do one of these, I learn something so new, and I always feel like the guest I have on is speaking directly to me. You know, I'm certainly going through some things and grieving certain relationships and, you know, deaths in our family and whatnot. So I can certainly see that and that remaining, and you can't be open until you take care of that internal work. And it is work. You know, I had a conversation earlier, and someone says, I just need to do some work. And, you know, I said, wow, you just said it so casually, but, you know, it is true. At the end of the day, I guess it all starts and ends with us at the end of the day. So so Tara will also, she's going to be putting in the comments, we will do this too, how to get a hold of her, and if you want to embark on some of her breath work and her working with you, she can put that in the comments as well. But the real reason, well, not the real reason, but I did want to talk with Tara today. Like I said, she is a co-author in Life's Check Marks, Inspiring Journeys from Life Beyond Life's Expected Path, and it is a anthology put together by John Emery. I know you cannot give away the chapter because the book launch, I believe it's on June 6th. So we certainly want everybody to go out and buy the copy, and it's more than just Tara, it's 20 other co-authors. Can you maybe a sentence or something, or just give us a little bit of taste, a prelude, so we just got to go get the book and read it.
Yeah, and I would say my chapter is similar to our conversation here. The chapter is about creating shift in your life through shifting the state of your nervous system. And so I share a little bit more of my personal journey through the years and how that affected my choices and outcomes in my own life, and go a little bit deeper into really the power of breath work and what I use with clients essentially to really create that shift that we need to, we could say, get unstuck, for lack of better terms.
You see, now, I mean, I know I'm getting copies, but now I'm like, okay, everything I've already heard from Kara, and she's another co-author, and I'm like, okay, well, I gotta read her chapter. So now I'm like, I feel like I'm so excited. I cannot wait for the book launch to come on June 6th. And I know you have a full schedule, but do you have something maybe that you have not shared with the audience today? If they are remaining in a state that they feel they can't move out of, is there one or maybe two things that maybe you could give the audience that they could do to maybe get out of that place, to get to the next step or take that first step?
Yeah, and I like to keep things nice and simple, rather than giving out breathing techniques. I would say that the two most simple tools that we have are stillness and movement. And so I find that depending on what we are feeling in the body, choosing stillness or movement to get back into the body. So whether that is something as simple as literally just sitting in quiet and stillness for a couple moments and allowing yourself to find some presence, or maybe it is finding some type of movement outside, taking a walk. I like to jump on my trampoline, honestly, things like that. So finding a way to actually physically move some energy through the body. So outside of the breath work, I really try to focus on somatics and bringing people back into the body and kind of out of their head.
Okay. I like that. Out of your head and in your body. Okay, I like that. Woohoo. Okay, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, so which one am I going to do? I'm like, I don't know. I can't be moving around too much. I got another one after this. Well, Tara, thank you so much for coming on this afternoon. And I know this is short and sweet, and I know everyone wants to hear more because I want to hear more. So this means we're going to have to schedule a time to really spotlight your next new project, besides the book launch. So everyone, we're going to, pre-orders were over on April 11th. So if you missed out on that book, sorry, you have to pay full price. But the book launch is going to be on June 6th. So make sure you all get your copy. Again, it's called Life's Checkmark, Inspiring Journeys from Beyond Life's Unexpected Path by Jonathan Emery, and 20 other fabulous co-authors, and Tara Elizabeth Gush is one of those featured authors. So we will put all the information underneath this live today, and if you're interested in contacting Tara and want to know more about what she spoke on earlier, Nothing Ever Meant for Us Passes Us By, certainly reach out to her. I know she'll be dropping her comments underneath the live.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
You're certainly welcome. It's a nice, short, sweet snippet like they do in the movies. Here's your little preview. And you guys are just going to have to get the book and read more. So thank you so much, Tara, for coming today. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. And you have a fabulous day. Hang out for just a minute while I wrap it up.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. And the rest of you have a wonderful, wonderful, fantastic Wednesday afternoon. Do hang out, swing back around to me in about an hour. We have Steve McGann coming on at 4:45. I'm doing a double feature today. It just felt right, so I'm doing it. So I will see you all maybe in about another hour. So take care and God bless, and I'll see you all soon.